but my real name is actually Judith Mwinga, and I'm an award makeup artist, a model as well, a hypnotherapist, and an entertainer. Yeah. At the moment, I'm actually doing part-time lecturing at the College of the Arts. I've done a lot of collaborations with people that are within the industry. I don't know if you put photographers as visual artists, and then I also worked with a few painters as well, body painters as well. One of them is like Crazy Sue. I think a lot of people know her. I've really done a whole lot of collaborations with a bunch of people within my 12-year experience in the industry. Yeah, so I can't really like recall who, because I really worked with a whole lot. So I think it would be a little bit kind of biased if I have to pinpoint and stuff, but I did kind of like a whole lot of collaborations with visual artists. Oh, well, I was actually honored. I've never had anybody paint me or drew me, and especially a professional, and especially on such a huge canvas. I was quite overwhelmed. I had like, I really suck at being excited. So I kind of like had a little bit of tear here and there, like, oh my God. So I was really looking forward to how it would come out, because this was a collaboration as me, a model, and also the fact that it was from a model side. It was from a model side of, let me say, of my different types of careers and stuff. So I was quite excited. I felt honored. I'm like, yeah, oh, thank you. I can't like visualize, because he chose the picture himself. So I kind of like have my own visuals of how it will come out. It was totally different from how it came out. I think also the fact that I never really had anybody, like I say, drew me, and I couldn't really picture it exactly. But I did know his style, but I just didn't know which style he was gonna choose to as my drawing, for example. So I had my kind of version of visuals, but it was totally different when I finally saw it. My vision was more like real paint. It was more like paint, or maybe just like on a white background and stuff. I didn't really expect it to be, should I say it, charcoal? I think we have just met last year when I started lecturing at the college. We would like have, conversations here and there, I just knew him as his calm, collected lecturer, but in terms of art, I haven't really gone deep into his work and so forth. So I basically just say yes, because the fact that someone asked to draw me is because they've seen something and they saw what they wanted. So yeah. If I have seen his work before, I have the work that's actually like on his wall, stuck on his wall. That's a few work that I have seen of him. And also, I think there was also a time when we had like a mini discussion in his office, and that was before he actually asked to draw me. So I got, because I'm a little bit of an observer, so I could actually see some of his work, and we spoke about his arts, and then he was like, oh, let me show you a few here and there. So I kind of like did. The one that he did of me, I just wasn't expecting that. What was so special and intriguing about his work is the fact that he could use different techniques of drawing. For example, some of them he does the whole cutting board, tiny stripes, and some of them he does charcoal and then painting and stuff. The fact that he can diversify his work of art it was really interesting to me. So I wasn't worried when he asked to draw me, because I knew that it was going to come out magnificent. Oh, what's my favorite medium of his work lately is the cut-out board type of work that he does, where I think he draws. This is basically just how I'll visualize him doing it, like drawing something and then cut out and doing it kind of like a press-on kind of thing, where I don't know what he calls that type of work, lino cuts. That for me is one of the most interesting work, because imagine having to draw, to have an actual drawing and actually cut out pieces to still give you the same drawing but in a lino lines, like you say, and still make it look like a print. One can't really explain how it looks, but it's one of the most amazing work I've seen, and that's my favorite. The charcoal collection, I think, yes, yeah, the charcoal collection. Because it was already on the wall anyway, so it was easy for him to pinpoint that firsthand, because I could see it. And then the print or something like that, the fabric, kind of like a textile kind of thing. So basically the charcoal, that's the first one that I've seen of his work. Okay, the story behind the picture. Okay, wow, it's kind of like really deep. Like, you know, everybody went through the whole pandemic, especially the first stage, 2020. And we have never really seen ourselves being on a standstill in terms of global pandemic and stuff. So I was really driven by emotions. There was so much going on, you know. You are locked into the house for so long, and you know, you're starting to really fear or be more worried about what's going to happen afterwards. And what happened is I used to do a lot of tutorials, for online tutorials, and kind of like just keeping myself busy so that you don't lose your mind during the lockdown. And somehow I kind of just went into a certain dark hole, and I just woke up one morning and decided to shave my head. I took my machine and I just shaved my head, and I was going through so much emotion. So that picture for me is kind of like, it's one of the most powerful pictures I've had, and having to, because I took it myself basically, so having to have shared that to the world or with the internet, it was one of the most vulnerable side. It was me basically showing the most vulnerable side of me that I never thought I would ever see myself in. And it was basically, it was a collection of different pictures, but that one, even though I was going through what I was going through, I still managed to have a smile on my face and still try to kind of like give light to everybody else and say, look, hey, we're going through all this, everybody's going through emotions, but don't forget to smile, kind of thing. So I think that specific picture was the one that spoke so much to him. And because he asked me a couple of pictures to send him, and that was one of them, and immediately said, this one speaks volume, and it speaks everything that I want to draw. Have I seen the initial process of the drawing, and what was my reaction? I've seen the outskirt, I think. The first time I've seen it was just like the outline of it, and I was already excited. And for me, I felt like the painting was much more beautiful than the picture. When I looked at even just the outline itself, when I looked at it, I was already driven into the painting itself, and I felt like I looked at the painting and felt like it was a personality on its own. So I like I said, I'm not that good at being excited, so I get so overwhelmed, and I shed a little tear here and there. And again, as much as I was excited that a professional wanted to draw me, I was really looking forward to seeing the painting, and the fact that it was on such a huge canvas, I was like, no way, he's not gonna pull it through, and he did. Yeah, so I was really overwhelmed and really happy, excited. I was looking forward to the final piece.
Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more creative content.